Well, we got past all that snow and everything that we had. Finally got cleared off, warming up a little bit, but today it looks like we're going to be working on a pump, a little diesel pump here for pumping fuel into vehicles. And the boss told me it quit working, so we're going to see if we can get this thing up and running. See what all happened to it, what's wrong with it, and why it ain't working. Figure out what happened to this thing. Got the honeybees out. Seen a honeybee there. Thought it was too cold for bees.
Huh?
Thought it was too cold for bees. The honeybees are out. Well, that thing hung there pretty good there. If I made a guess of it, I suspect it's probably in the switch here. That's what the problem is, either that or corroded wire and it's come loose. When I took it loose last night, I found some water in the brushes. It was dripping water out of the motor, so when I cleaned all that out, get that cleaned up, get a proper seal on everything, so when it rains, it don't get water in the motor. All this here done. Look at the water dripping out of it right there. Look at the water running out of it. That may be, although that may be the pump right there. Actually, that might be what it's running out of, but it's still got some water in it. Well, we're gonna find out here soon enough what's going on. That may be the pump right there coming apart. Now the pump, I think the pump would be over here because that's where the pipes are at. So that may be a little bit of diesel and water in this thing. Looks like it's more water than it is diesel. The seal in this motor may have went bad and this whole area is full of diesel right in here. Let's see if we can pull this thing off. Let me get the last bolt out of it. It's sure dumping something out there. It's just got water or something in it. Let's see what we got here. I don't see no corroded wires, but that switch there is. It's just plumb full of dirt, gunk, and everything else. So let me get out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video. I'm gonna test the power and see if we get the power into it. And if the switch is bad, I might try to get this motor apart. So we're gonna go ahead and do some tests here, and I'll have it in video here shortly. All right, guys, I didn't bore you with cleaning this thing up, but we got it looking a little bit better with all that junk out of it. Still ain't perfect, but a lot better than it was. So we're gonna do some tests here. Got it hooked up over to my truck battery. And got power over here, so we're getting ready to test to see if this switch is bad. Now, if the switch is bad and we got power, my test light will come on when I touch these leads here. Touch that lead there and this lead here. See my light burning? See the light burn? And I think I just found the problem. It broke off at the switch. That's why it probably ain't running then. Let's see if we can connect it up and see if it'll take off. Hook it up straight and see what it does. Nope, she still ain't running. Still ain't getting no connection through it. But my test light is definitely burning. Well, now it ain't. So we got an open circuit in the motor. So you had two things wrong with it. The switch here was broken, where the connector goes in. and we got an open circuit in the motor. So we're gonna pull this motor apart and see if we can determine inside what the problem is and what's going on with it. Alrighty, I figured out what it was. After we got all the water out of the motor, got the armature cleaned up. Still feel pretty good. The bearing's a little rough, but I think it'll run a little bit longer. But the wiring, amazingly, looks pretty good considering all that water that was in it. I will be checking to see if that's grounded to this, but I don't think it is. I'll double check everything, but it just wasn't turning, didn't have no load when I checked it. But anyway, we'll see what's going on. If it's shorted, we'll find out. But what happened is all that water that was in the motor had rusted this here spring into. And when it rusted into, that's just plain steel. So when it rusted that into, it didn't have no spring action. So when I put the brush in for it to push down on it to hold itself here on the armature, so that's how it makes connection, and it needs that spring pressure to hold pressure against the armature and make connection to the motors. Case here, and it looked real good whenever I put it in there. It went down a good little distance. See if we can get that to start up. See, that spring's what pushes that down in there. And that's what makes, connections to the armatures right in here. If that spring's messed up, then it ain't gonna make connections to the armature, then it ain't gonna make connections for the motor to make electromagnetic forces to be repelled against the magnet there. So when power hits this, it goes across it here, and it makes electromagnetic forces in here, and then it repels, and when it repels against this magnet, that's what makes a motor run. Motor's basically a repelling of magnets, negative or north and south magnets. Though it's making it two norths, so it'd either be two norths or two souths. So whenever the motor gets to a certain point, it makes a connection here. It makes it a north, and this is a south, and this is south. Say this is south, this is the north. Whenever it makes a connection, then it makes the opposite. No, it makes the same. Two norths and two souths. So this goes the south on the magnet here, north to the north on the magnet over here, and then it makes it repel and do this, and as it repels, it makes connection here to make the motor run. So it's basically a motor runs by the repelling of magnets. When you put power to it at a certain interval on this armature, it makes electromagnetic forces in here, then it repels by using these magnets here. So that's how electric motor runs. So you can make electricity by putting a magnet, moving a magnet on, or copper wire on a magnet there. And the same thing to make a motor run. When you make two norths and two souths, or this is the north and this is the north on the magnet, and this is the south, this is south on the magnet, then it repels and spins, and that's how a motor runs. But anyway, I figured it out. I'm going to try to get this switch replaced here shortly. The prong broke off of it, and I'm going to try to get her back together here with some new seals and see if we can get it watertight so it don't get no more water in it. But as I said, surprisingly, these wires look pretty good in here considering all that water that was in that motor. Armature looks pretty good too. So we're going to see what we can do with it. All right, guys, we got a silicone around the O-rings right here where they had O-rings on each side of that motor. So we got silicone in there to help seal that back off, make that water tight, and I'll be putting some silicone on this side here for that flat gasket right there to ensure that no more water gets in it. And I'll be doing this in here also. I'll be taking this back cover off, putting some silicone, try to get this thing watertight. But let's go ahead and get the motor nuts here holding everything together. Then we're going to touch these two wires together and see if this thing will run after we put the brushes in it. Squeezing out good. That means it should be a good seal right there. All right, we got to put the brushes in it. We got that silicone pressed out good. We got it pressed out good all the way around right here. Got an excess of silicone there, so everything's been pressed out good. Right here to wipe my finger off. We got to put the brushes in it, and then we're going to touch these two lines together. So if this motor runs, we got her fixed. And we're getting ready to put the brushes in it now. Put this one on the bottom. I think I got it turned the right direction. Gotta get it lined up good. Now I can't see nothing. Let's get up underneath here where I can see what's going on up in there. May have to get my reading glasses on where I can see. There we go. There we go. We got it. All right, let's get that slipped up in there. That is in there good. All right, let's get the cap screwed on it. These little weatherproof caps, we got rubber boots on them, so, and a seal down in here, so it's got a seal here, and hopefully that thing will get sealed off and screw it up on there. It won't get no water in through the brushes area. Flathead here, so I can tighten her up there. To start, I guess my brush is not lined up just right to go in there. There we go. Hope this thing will run when I get the other brush in it. Yeah, we just saved about $400 or $800 for this pump. These things ain't cheap. Okay, got that one snagged. Alright. Let's get that brush down in there. Let's see here, I've got it connected. Let's see what it does. Still ain't got nothing. Still don't have nothing, so I'm gonna see if we got power. But we still don't have nothing. Alright, if I touch these two wires together here. The motor is running now, so we got the motor fixed. I gotta replace the switch. The switch has got a bad connection in it, but anyway, we got it running now. Definitely running now, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this taken off, put some silicone around it to seal everything off so it don't get water in it again. And then got silicone around each end of the motor, so hopefully that's sealed off. And we'll have this thing fixed. So if you like watching my videos, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out any other videos. And thanks for watching and have a great day.